What's up, Averett family? Heath Beringer here with head football coach Patrick Henry. Headed into your 10th year here at Averett, second as the head coach. Does it feel like you've been here that long?
Yeah, there's days where I wake up and it seems like that I just arrived, and there's other days where it feels like I've been here forever. And so it's exciting to be back and have all the kids back on campus.
Well, what is Patrick Henry most excited about headed into this 2021 season?
I think to get back to whatever we can consider some sense of normalcy. Get back to a full 10-game schedule and get back to as close to normal as we can.
So, with some young positions, you have a lot of positions where you're returning, a lot of experience. But a young staff, some new faces on the staff. What did last year, getting a lot of reps in the fall and then having a season in the spring, and now turning around to a normal year with the fall, what has that kind of given you an opportunity to build on and head into this year?
There's no trade for live reps. Where I think we gained an advantage in Division III that we haven't had is our non-traditional season we were allowed to wear pads. So there's no trade for live tackling reps and live 11-on-11 reps, and so there's no trade or replacement for that. So I think the amount of live reps that we were able to accumulate got some young kids some experience where we were able to get the freshmen in last year's class a ton of reps.
Right.
And so it comes down to reps.
Right. Give me maybe a few position groups that you're very excited about headed into this season.
Well, we've got an offensive line group that has a ton of experience, and a lot of those guys have played multiple positions on the offensive line, so we feel good about that group coming back. Like we talked about with the reps, there's no trade. You played the position of quarterback, and so there's no trade for standing back there in the pocket with the live rush
right.
versus 7-on-7 or some kind of controlled team period where you're not live. There's no trade for that. So I'm
right.
excited to see what our quarterback is going to do. Our receivers all have put together some games and some stats in their career here, so we feel good about our receiving core. From a defensive standpoint, like we were talking about before we got started, we've got experience at every position,
right,
built in layers, and so feel really good about that group and their ability to get lined up and play hard and play fast and play physical.
What does this team need to do this year to be successful?
Well, I think that what we learned in the spring is we talk about where we want to be, and we kind of forgot about the process to get there.
Right.
So our focus right now is one day at a time, and with everything going on, I try to remind them every day after practice that the hardest thing to do is focus on the now. That doesn't mean you have to forget about the past, or that doesn't mean that there is some nervousness with everything going on with tomorrow, but really we've got to focus on what we can control, whether that be an hour-long lift session or an hour-long study hall or a 2-hour practice. Whatever that situation is, the focus for this football team, for us to be successful, is one day at a time. Like Coach Black, one of our assistant coaches, says, get 1% better every day.
Right. So you're kind of near the tail end of camp. Classes have begun. How has the energy been? How has camp? You started a few weeks ago. How did everything go so far?
We've had a really good camp. We've remained healthy to this point, knock on wood, and energy's been up and down. There's not been a day that's been a ditto. Sometimes we were on the field 15 minutes late because of some lightning, or sometimes we had to get off 15 minutes early, or
right.
Those adjustments. And you look at this weekend, we had a couple scrimmages. One for the old guys and one for the young guys that got delayed for some situations out of our control. So what I've been proud of is our ability to adapt and be flexible. So camp energy's been great. We had those cancellations this weekend, and we had to switch things and come out and do an inter-squad scrimmage on Saturday, and the energy was through the roof, and we got a lot of good reps on Saturday, and so energy's been really good. I've been pleased.
Well, folks, that's it from head football coach Patrick Henry. Thank you for your time. The Cougars will open up the 2021 season on the road when they travel to Ferrum College on September 4th at 6 p.m.